I've been lying to my family for 25 years, specifically to my wife's family. They're Korean, and from day one, they made it clear I wasn't good enough. Too white, too poor, wrong background. At our engagement dinner, my mother-in-law said something in Korean while looking directly at me. My wife's sister laughed so hard she almost choked on her water. When I asked what was funny, they exchanged glances and said, just an inside joke you wouldn't understand, and kept speaking Korean the rest of the night. Here's the thing though, I speak Korean fluently. I studied it in college, lived in Seoul for 2 years teaching English, and continued practicing after I moved back. But I never told them. Why? Because what my mother-in-law actually said that night was, at least the grandchildren will look Korean. So I made a choice. For 25 years, I've sat through every family dinner, every holiday gathering, every birthday party, listening to them trash talk me in Korean while I smiled and nodded like an oblivious idiot. I heard every insult, every cruel joke, every comment about how Mira could have done better. When our son was born, my sister-in-law said in Korean, thank God he has her eyes and not his. At our 10th anniversary, my mother-in-law told her friends still waiting for Mira to wake up and leave him. Last Christmas, while I was carving the turkey, they discussed whether my American laziness was genetic and would affect our kids' work ethic. My wife Mira doesn't speak Korean. Her parents never taught her, saying she needed to focus on being properly American for school. The irony isn't lost on me. I kept my secret because I figured their opinion didn't matter as long as Mira loved me, and she does. We've built an incredible life together. But last week, something happened that made me finally break my silence. We're at my daughter's college graduation party. Big celebration at our house, both families there, about 40 people total. I'm in the kitchen grabbing more drinks from the garage fridge when my mother-in-law and sister-in-law walk in, speaking Korean. They don't see me behind the open pantry door. He's getting fat. Did you see his stomach? I know. Poor Mira. Remember that doctor she dated before him? Park's son? He just bought his 3rd house. At least the kids look Korean. Thank God they don't have his ugly nose. And they got Mira's intelligence, not his. I'm gripping the door handle so hard my knuckles turn white. But then my mother-in-law says something that makes my blood run cold. I'm changing my will next week. Mira deserves the inheritance, not him. I've talked to my lawyer. There's a way to structure it so her husband can't touch a single penny. Even if they stay married, it all goes to her and the kids only. My sister-in-law laughs. Mom, you're brilliant. He's been mooching long enough. For context, I'm a civil engineer. I make $140K a year. We split all expenses equally. I've never asked them for a single dollar. I stepped out from behind the pantry door. My mother-in-law is mid-sentence when she sees me. Her eyes go wide. In perfect Korean, I said, I've understood every single word you've said about me for 25 years. Every insult, every joke about how Mira married down, every comment about my nose, my weight, my work ethic, my intelligence. The color drained from both their faces. My sister-in-law's mouth literally fell open. My mother-in-law grabbed the counter like she might faint. I kept going in Korean. I heard what you said the night we got engaged about the grandchildren looking Korean. I heard you tell your friends at our anniversary that you were waiting for Mira to leave me. I heard every single thing. My sister-in-law dropped her wine glass. It shattered on the tile, red wine spreading everywhere, but neither of them moved. They just stared at me like I'd grown a second head. I switched back to English, my voice completely calm. I'll be telling Mira everything tonight. Every single thing you've said about me over 25 years. About her choices, about our kids, about your plans to cut me out of your will like I'm some kind of gold digger. My mother-in-law finally found her voice, but it came out as a whisper. Mira doesn't need to know about what? I interrupted. About how her own mother has spent 2.5 decades disrespecting her husband in a language she thought I couldn't understand. About how you've been planning to manipulate your inheritance to make sure I know my place. Behind them, I saw Mira walk into the kitchen doorway. From the look on her face, she'd heard at least the last part. How long? She asked me quietly. Since the engagement dinner. My mother-in-law turned around and saw her daughter standing there. She started speaking rapidly in Korean, but I cut her off. In English. Mira deserves to understand every word this time. Then I walked out, leaving them standing in broken glass and 25 years worth of lies.